So I hope if you on TikTok, tell your peoples that are on Facebook, I'm back. I'm back. I'm mad because my poll questions are still in there. Yes. Okay. How y'all doing today? Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Those that are not here, I know that they will catch up. I know they will. I just feel it in my heart. Okay. So for those that were here last week, or even because this is week 4, y'all. So even if you were here with me the last couple of weeks, apply to you. I thank you. Kudos to you. Those that joined in last week, you ain't too late to jump on the train. So what you have walked into, what you have tuned into, what you have scrolled into is called walking through the fire. Y'all, we all been through the fire. We all been through the fire. Whether that is you losing something, you went through something medically, you had a loss of a spouse, a child, walking through the fire. You lost everything you own, walking through the fire, but you came out of this thing. And guess what? You may not even be coming out. You may be in it, but that's what we here for. This is a platform and a community that we are building, y'all, that is here to encourage, here to support, here to mentor each other. Y'all, just to make the devil out of lie, to expose lies, to expose those things that are holding us back. We gonna come together and we gonna make it happen. We need each other to survive. So if this is your first time meeting me, my name is Crystal Majors. Hey, I am a grief advocate. I've worked in the healthcare system for 10 years. I am a minister, a proud minister of the gospel. I love God and God loves me. And so welcome in. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Today's topic, we just gonna continue it because it was so good last week. We didn't get an opportunity to finish. Okay, good conversation. When time flies, it flies. So topic of discussion tonight is dysfunctional sexual behaviors and patterns, y'all. And so last week we talked about a multitude of things. Let me do this recap, y'all, so y'all know what y'all missed. Okay, but y'all can go back. Week 1, we talked about emotional instability and fear. Week 2, we talked about hereditary family sickness. Week 3, dysfunctional sexual behaviors and patterns. Okay, so let's just dump right into it. We're going to just jump right into it. I told y'all I am an engaging person. I'm going to have some questions on there. I want y'all to answer. I need y'all feedback. I got some questions. So we are going to start off with something that if you see my 5-minute countdown, it's trigger warning. What we discuss sometimes bring up old things that you tried to suppress, feelings that you didn't know were there. We're going to talk about things that may have happened to you or somebody you know, and we may just be, y'all see this band-aid right here? I burned myself. We just going to rip the band-aid off. We going to rip it off. We got to talk about it, y'all. If they talking about it in the streets, why not talk about it right here? So, our first topic is molestation and sexual grape. Y'all gotta watch my words because y'all know I'm on social media and I don't want them to take this down. It's too important. Talking about molestation and sexual abuse like grape. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Y'all, this is so deep. I mean, it can lead to a range of psychological and emotional challenges. And I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And we can pass these behaviors down when we face this type of trauma down generations. And we don't even know it. We don't even know it. when you experience something to that magnitude, we think about, when we talk about molestation, we think about at a young age. We think about it at a young age. And sometimes we suppress that thing so deep that when we get into other fires or other storms, it tends to, example, you know that storm we had the other night, if you in the Midwest, and you know how it was just blowing stuff up, and the grass, the dirt, it was blowing stuff over, and you could see some things that was hidden underneath the dirt that you didn't even know was there. That type of stuff. That type of stuff. And so that type of trauma can pop up and emerge in all kind of ways. All kind of ways. Can you imagine what a young person, that weight that puts on someone? I mean, it causes emotional. Remember I told you, it causes psychological and emotional trauma. And let's just take this aspect just for a second. We're talking about kids. If we are not built sometimes to even weather the storms that we go through as an adult, can you imagine the stress, the shame, and the guilt, and the weight of it all that a child has to bear? And I guarantee you that when this happens, the perpetrator says, what? You better not tell nobody. And if I'm a child, and of course 9 times out of 10, this is somebody that is older than the child, that because you have to be dominant, you have to be able to overpower your victim. Can you imagine a child having to keep that secret? Having to walk around with that shame? And we're adults. I want you to ask yourself, can you do that? Experiencing that type of trauma, it leads to guilt, shame, hopelessness, feelings of worthlessness that, y'all talk back to me. That part right there, that feeling of worthlessness, like you don't amount to nothing, you don't deserve nothing, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve nothing good to you. You've been the one that has always had that emotional instability indoctrinated into you when you were young, that you weren't ever gonna be anything, and that you're a slut, you are no good dog as a man. And then how do you think that those things manifest in your adulthood? How do you think? And what do? We're human. What we do is we just push it down. Push it down. We don't want to think about nobody. We don't want to think about it. So we just push those feelings down. We compartmentalize those things. And when you compartmentalize stuff, baby, it's a blessing and a curse. Compartmentalizing means I can put it over here and be able to function. Okay, but it's still there. And when you start building little closets of pockets where you compartmentalize all this different stuff. Have you ever had a closet full that you could barely? How about your closet at home with your shoes and your clothes in it, where you got to take the doors off because you can't get nothing else in there? You don't even shut the door. You don't even shut the door no more because your clothes and your shoes is hanging out of it. Y'all, the trauma of this, whether it's, and when we think about Grape, we think about that in our adulthood, in our late age. It takes a troubled, sick individual to violate somebody, period, point blank. Whether that is a child, whether that is an adult, sick individual. And the bad thing about this is, it is hard. Whether I've gone through it, whether you've gone through it, it's hard to either tell somebody or it's hard to talk about it. Even if you have gone through that thing and you faced that thing and you've healed, or you're in your process of healing, that's still a hard thing that's still something that just chips away at you. I've heard people say plenty of times that they lost a sense of security. They lost a sense of purpose. And just suicide. I know a lot of times, because people are scared to speak and they just hold it in and hold it in. How many suicides have we had in the United States just because of that silent killer alone? Of that silent killer alone. The trauma itself then and the long-lasting aftermath, y'all, you start hiding secrets. You start getting into relationships and you can't open up. Why? Sometimes because of the guilt and shame. So since people don't want to have to explain what happened, what do? We isolate ourselves. We isolate ourselves. We look at plenty of movies. And it's never really, and don't get it twisted. Oh, men get raped. Ooh. Don't take me down, y'all. Don't take me down, community, social media community. Men get raped too. They do. Violated. Everything, just like women. But you don't hear about it because they claim that we are the lesser or weaker vessel. But please don't leave our men out of there, because when we get into this conversation, you got to think about behaviors and patterns. If you ever been in domestic violence or again, if you've been in a sexual, where you've been violated sexually, no matter what age you are, has that been passed down? Was that passed down? You know what? I got TikTok. You're about to have something that I'm going to ask you a question, okay? And I want you to answer. And I hope it let me know. Did it pop up in my one for Facebook? The question is, have you ever been told what goes on in this house stays in this house? Have you ever been told that? Did it come up on the... Didn't come up on the feed, huh? Let me figure this thing out. But anyway, answer the question. It's a simple yes or no. Have you ever been told by your big mama, your mama, that what goes on in this house stays in this house? I don't know. Is it a generational thing? I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. TikTok, y'all ain't, Facebook, y'all ain't talking to me today. Oh, they said there's a delay. Okay, there's a delay. Have you ever been told that what goes on in this house stays in this house? That's crazy. Here we go. I think I got it in there now. Maybe not. It popped up. We moving on up, y'all, honey. We doing big things. We doing big things. You said it did. We doing big things. Answer me, and I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit here just for a second. Y'all, it's rough. We talking about things that you may not want to talk about, but that's okay, because we are a community. We gonna listen. We ain't gonna judge, because guess what? I done probably been through it. It's a lot I've been through. I've been on my own since I was 15 years old. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I've heard a lot. Even while we're talking about molestation of younger people, I've seen something as a young child. I've experienced and seen some things no kids should ever have to. Should ever have to. Yeah. Yeah. Captain, put it in, answer the poll. That's what I'm waiting for. I want to see it in the poll. Have you ever been told what goes on in this house stays in this house? Alright, y'all. Okay, so while you doing that, who was it that told you that? And again, I do think that it's a generational thing. I really do. I can remember growing up. Oh, and that's what we were told. That's what we were told. Well, go on in this house, stay in this house. Oh, especially when you went to school. You better not have nobody calling me. You better not have nobody asking questions. Now people call CPS like it's dialing a grocery order. Or you calling your friend. Y'all gotta be careful of what you doing. Now, I ain't saying that if them kids don't need to have some protection, that's what CPS is for. But when I was growing up, wasn't no CPS. We ain't had no, I think the only thing it was, what was it? The abuse child hotline or something. We used to tell my mom, I'm going to call the abuse child hotline on you. And they be like, I'll call them for you. I wish you would. I'll call them for you. What's the number? Y'all. Okay. So, let me ask you this. If a person is molested and doesn't feel like they can say anything, or they do say something and they are not believed, do you think that behavior, because you have to develop some type of behavior, you have to put up some type of walls. I'm sure if I told someone that I was either molested or that I was either great, would they really believe me? Would they really believe me? We see so many times, and I hate that I don't have a lot of personal experience as well with men, except men being raped in jail. That they definitely get violated every day in there. I know a couple of people that have been violated in jail. But there is a sad day, and I know people, when you tell your mother that their boyfriend, or it takes even courage to say that your father was messing with you, and for them to tell you to stop lying. Or I know people that got put out their house at 13 because their mother or their auntie or their guardian didn't want to believe them. How do you think as an adult I would be? Would I be in church? Would I be living a reckless life? Do you think, like last week, it may develop into a sexual addiction? And I may be talking to somebody right now online.
We have a user on TikTok that says, I think some people are scared to say something because they're ashamed.
Some people are scared. Somebody on TikTok said they think that some people are ashamed or don't say nothing because they're scared to say something because they are ashamed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. First of all, we look at, I don't know who on here don't look at Law and Order. Now, I believe Law and Order like that was the truth. You hear me? Law and Order tell me everything. Now, if you're looking at TV, we're visual people. If you're looking, or society has you to believe that when you speak up, it's your fault, why would you say anything? And you're absolutely right. And I think we make each other feel ashamed and feel guilt because you got somebody saying, well, what did you do? What did you do? Back in the day, it used to be, oh, it must have been what she had on. But what does that have to do with somebody violating you? But again, so I definitely agree wholeheartedly. But it's a sad day that we don't have a space where we're able to express that and somebody show us love and empathy and sympathy. And even offer help sometimes.
Even on Facebook says often the victim is blamed instead of the perpetrator.
Yeah. Eva said often the victim is blamed instead of the perpetrator. You're absolutely right. Oh, and don't let money and power be incorporated into that. Because they'll paint you out to be a low down dirty slut. And you ain't never had nothing, you probably still a virgin. Well, I take that back because you've been violated. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. They shame us. And then I want to talk about the man. You know, we always think, because these are these curses and these behaviors and patterns that we're talking about. They supposed to be so strong and that they don't go through anything. It's even harder for them to tell somebody. Can you imagine a man telling his because what you would want is don't wait till we married for you to tell me something like that. I want to be with somebody that's vulnerable enough and is secure enough to tell me what they going through. Because see, when we start having issues or things start getting rocky, then I know why things are transpiring. I know why you're acting the way you're acting. I know why you're speaking the way you're speaking. I understand now why you thinking the way you thinking, and I can show you some grace or even step outside of myself and put myself in your shoes. So you can't. Why would he do that? And us, especially women, period, but us, melanated sisters, he's scared that you're going to leave him or think of him less than a man. Less than a man. And it wasn't his fault. Man, it ain't your fault. Just like women, it ain't your fault. You've been violated. Violated. Let me ask this really quick. Do you know or have you heard about a family member being molested by another family member? Think about that. Kim says the truth will set you free, but you have to be a person that the man or woman can come to you and share that truth. Y'all, I've been married. I ain't in a relationship right now, but I know what I want in a relationship, and I don't want to be with someone that, and I'm not saying on the first date, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, lady, get yourself together. And sometimes, you know what, executive producer, sometimes it may be 2-3 weeks. You sometimes feel real comfortable with people because you share that kindred spirit and you just know. So I ain't going to speak too soon, but normally, you know, you take time to get to know people, but when they make you feel secure, when they make you feel like that they value your confidentiality and just who you are, and they feed into you, that's a comfortable space. That somebody said that's a keeper. That's a comfortable space. Y'all, you just don't know what the next person next to you is going through. You don't know just because I look good in my New York Yankees hat and my walking through the fire shirt, and I'm up here smiling and talking to y'all. You don't know what I've been through in my life. You don't know what I've been through before I could even get on this live, and I'm talking to you. I know you had every distraction in the world. And put a pin right there. Since you've been viewing, the last 2 weeks has been unordinary. You have gone through some trials and tribulations that you ain't never seen. You've gone through some hurt and some pain of some stuff that you ain't never felt because there's a shift in the earth. You are stepping out there. And I'm stepping into my message. You're stepping out there and you're ready to break some of these behaviors and patterns. You're starting to wake up. You're starting to rejuvenate that right and that left side of your brain. To say, what am I doing? You're asking the Lord to put the mirror in front of me and let me see me. Because when he do that, it ain't always pretty. And the things he shows you are there to help you grow, to help you heal, to help you get to your next. And that's what we build in a community, to help you along the Lord to get to your next. So, I was going to say, I asked you, did you know somebody that has ever been? I know somebody that was molested by a family member. I know somebody. And I understand as they became an adult why they lived the destructive life that they lived. And we're talking about sex. If you've gone through that, how do you think, are you going to use and abuse your, do you value your temple when somebody else desecrated it? Does that make you feel worthy? Okay, y'all. We're going to go to the next topic. Y'all ready for the next topic? Put the next topic in there because y'all going to laugh about this. But put the next topic. Say, y'all ready? Say, I'm ready. Say, I'm ready. Because molestation and sexual abuse, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep. Somebody said, I'm ready. I see I'm ready on TikTok. Our next thing we about to slide into is prostitution. Okay? Look. Y'all ain't gonna like me today. I promise y'all ain't. Y'all ain't gonna like me. Y'all ain't gonna like it. Let me ask. And then you know what? I thought I had it in there. Do y'all know the definition of prostitute? If you do, put yes in the comments. I don't care if I'm only talking to 2-3 people. I don't care. If you know what prostitution means, put yes or no in the comment. Because y'all gonna be mad at me. Y'all gonna be mad at me today. I don't know what this lighting is doing. Y'all gonna be mad at me today. Because I told y'all, we here to make the devil out of lie. We here to defeat the lies. We here to get better. And so in order to get better, you gotta know. So, for those that don't know what prostitution is, it's engaging in sexual contact with another person in exchange for money or any other valuables. Y'all, I didn't say have sex. I said sexual contact. Okay? So, okay, I know. You talking about whatever, Crystal, that ain't me. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never prostituted a day in my life. We talking about if you gave oral sex up to get your baby some shoes, are you prostituted? Ooh, y'all ain't gonna like me. Ooh, y'all ain't gonna like me. Ooh, y'all ain't gonna like me. Ooh, you ain't gonna like me. Fellas, you can be a prostitute too. You know that, right? We see them in Vegas them all the time. Escorts all the time. Okay? If you got a sugar mama and your tail lazy and you need her to help you pay your rent, so what you say? I'm going to bring her over here and break her back? You prostituting. You prostituting. Yeah, I tell you, y'all ain't going to like me. Y'all ain't going to like me today. Let me ask you a question. Again, prostitution, it ain't like what you see in the movies. It ain't like back in the day where you see these women with they high heels on and they fishnet stockings and they Daisy Dukes with they wigs on, walking up to my daddy, you want a date tonight? Now, if you are exchanging yourself, we're going to leave it at that because we're going to keep it holy. If you are exchanging yourself for monetary gifts or valuables, jewelry, cars, houses, that's prostitution. Yeah, you was prostituting. You might be done with it, but yeah, you was. You was. And ain't nothing wrong with it. It ain't your fault. It ain't your fault. I'm just here to teach. I'm just here to teach. So we can open our eyes. Because the whole thing out of this is, I want you to be aware of what you doing to your body and how you doing with your body. Because what? Generations, it's all about getting us better. So the ones that are looking at us and the ones that are coming behind us, they got something to look at. They got something to look at. Women, you can be sexy, you can be cute, and still be modest, and you ain't got to have your toilet burns hanging out of your shorts. You don't have to go out here and aesthetically change your appearance. What do they symbolize? The first thing they gonna think is, she's a hoe, she's a prostitute. And I don't mean in the literal sense. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? I don't, again, I don't know what the age range is on here, but just imagine back in the day, and I'm talking about how we carry ourselves, the trauma that we go through, because molestation and grape can sometimes lead to prostitution. Why? Because the feeling of hopelessness. You don't have no respect for your temple because low self-esteem, insecurities, the trauma has taken over that you don't really care about how you presenting your body, what you're doing to damage your life. And again, people come out of it all the time, and some people stay in it for years. But back in the day, and I'm going to say, I was born in the 70s, so I'm going to say like the 50s and 60s, because ain't nothing new underneath the sun, like the Bible says. Ain't nothing new underneath the sun. Back in the day, all you had was plant jobs, okay, like manufacturing jobs and stuff like that. There ain't no cell phones, nothing like that. Who had money in the neighborhood? If you was in the projects or whatever, who had money? The dope dealers and the pimps. Okay? So if you in poverty and you seeing people rolling with Cadillacs and money and chains and what they're doing to get it, you see them with all these girls, not knowing that they pimping them out, or they're selling dope to the community. These are the models and the examples of what they see. What they see is what they'll be. So we're growing a generation of gangbangers and drug dealers and prostitutes until us melanated people stood up and said it's more to that. Education. There is good jobs. You don't have to live like that. Even with the prostitute, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do. You are worth so much more. But you gotta hear it. That's like me saying, one, you're beautiful, when for 35 years somebody has been telling you ugly. Somebody has been telling you ugly. So it causes financial issues, or with the family, because of a pattern. Let me ask this. What if your mama was a hoe and your daddy was a pimp, and you grew up in that? Would you be a doctor? What's the percent? Give me a percentage you'll be a doctor. You either gonna become the hoe, or you gonna become the pimp. I'm here. Y'all ain't gonna like me. I'm sorry. I am talking. This is real life discussions. Real life discussions.
Someone on Facebook says sometimes it's not things that you're exchanging with sexual conduct. Sometimes it's relieving our loneliness. So sometimes what you're exchanging for isn't tangible.
Yeah.
It can be a feeling.
Okay. So I had somebody on Facebook says sometimes it can be a feeling. It may not be anything tangible, meaning monetary or whatever. And you know what I call that? You pimping yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
You pimping yourself out.
For a feeling.
For a feeling. I've been there. I'm a guy. We talking about real conversation, right? And when I'm talking to you, I'm not excluding myself from this process. I am included in a lot of this stuff we'll be talking about. And I know I ain't by myself. I know it's been plenty of men out there lonely, so you'll mess with anybody. They'll dog you out. They'll gaslight you. They'll even pimp you out because you that lonely and you want attention. Okay. Yeah.
Here's another question. So is it prostitution if you engage in sexual conduct to get a promotion on your job?
Oh, thank you. Because I got quid pro quo on my thing. I would call that sexual abuse. Sexual abuse. That is abusing power and authority on your job. Who am I to tell you that? There was no question. Who am I to say that you've been working for 20 years and you got a boss? So again, is it prostitution if you engage in sexual conduct to get a promotion on your job? I don't believe anybody in their right mind. Well, hold on. Now we opening doors to the question. If you screwing your way to the top, prostitution. Oh, don't sit there and act like people don't do it. Don't sit there and act like you ain't been somewhere where one of your co-workers sleeping with the boss, so you notice that she ain't working as hard as everybody else. Please don't do me like that, y'all. Please don't act like that. Yeah. Sleeping your way to the top, prostitution. But if you got a boss that is wanting you to do sexual activities for a promotion, that's abuse of power. That's sexual abuse right there. That's a lawsuit. Workplaces have that. Workplaces have that. Sexual harassment, everybody has it. It's almost a law. But you got to speak up. You got to say something. That was a very good question. Okay, so my final one, y'all, is sex as a weapon, as a form of control. Have you ever used sex as a weapon to control somebody? I'll wait, because I know it's going to be crickets. I know it's going to be crickets. Yeah. Women, married women, we do it all the time. Well, I ain't married. I used to. Do it all the time. Do it all the time. You don't want to be nice to his payday. I ain't gonna, you know what? You don't want to be nice to his payday. You know what time it is. It is a form of manipulation and abuse. It's a bargaining chip. Used to gain power and control. Y'all, sometimes it's even used to punish. How many times have we heard or seen in our household, or even do it in our own stories? In our own relationships. Let me tell y'all this one story. Y'all got 20 good minutes with y'all. Let me tell you this one story. I was married, right? And I just couldn't get with giving my husband sex when I was mad at him. I don't know, that's right, Eva Brian. What'd you say? Manipulation, okay? And I just couldn't bring myself to give up the cooter booter. I was too mad. Don't touch me when I'm mad. So my mama tried to get the Bible on me, y'all. Well, you supposed to do your wifely duties, no matter how it is. I'm under construction because I hadn't gotten there yet. I don't know where I'm at yet now, depending, we never know. But I ain't got there yet. I'm gonna call her a fool because she had me laughing. Y'all, if I could reenact what she did, took me out. Okay, took me all the way out. Y'all, she put her head like up against the, I don't even know where we was, like the bench, and she was like, just sit there and say, here, you can have it if you want it. Just take it. At that point, I don't think he gonna want it. But for real, like, I ain't got there yet. God bless y'all married people if you there. Well, I don't know if I'm there now. I've grown up so much more than my previous marriage. You know, it's been years. I mean, a decade. So, you know, as well as they'll gaslight you. People will gaslight you, women and men. I think women probably are the best at gaslighting. Even though men do it, ours is a little subtle. Cause we'll tell you too everything you wanna hear, just so we can get what we want.
What is gaslighting?
Gaslighting is like when they try to make you seem like you crazy. So like we done been through it. Your boyfriend cheating on you, and you know good and well you done caught him, right? And so he's like, no, baby, I wouldn't never do that to you. You know, me and you ain't like that. And you would like have the receipts, you know, in his face. Baby, you know, are you the only one? You know she didn't mean nothing to me. Or, you know, you was out there and I thought you was doing this, so that's why I did that. Or come in after he didn't beat you and bought you roses and gifts and stuff, and baby, I love you. You the only one for me. And he'll get it together for 2 weeks and then he'll mess up again, and then he'll come with that gaslighting you, stringing you along, manipulating you to make you think that what you know is just crazy. Like you the one that's crazy. Yeah. Like you're the one that's crazy. So I got a quick question for you, and I'm gonna put it. I got a poll for you. So get ready, okay? So I want to know, which one of these have you used, or which one of these do you think is the main reason that we use sex as a weapon? Okay, let me see. Let's get this in here. And I'm going to say it again, TikTok and Facebook. Which one do you think is the main means to using sex as a weapon? Is it number 1, power? Is it number 2, money? Is it number 3, control? Or is it out of spite? Power. You, and I ain't gonna name no names. I'm a mogul, a record mogul, and you're my artist. If you don't give me some head, I'm not gonna put your music out. Power. Money. Baby, I only give you some when I want some money. Control. We talked about that, and I'll give an example like the workplace area. And it's almost as well as that radio mogul thing. Control. Or we married and you are going to have sex with me when I tell you to. Or is it out of spite like what married women do? Yeah. I'm mad at you, I ain't giving you none, but if you buy me this or if you do this, I'm going to give you some. That type stuff. Did it pop up in the chat?
The poll did not pop up.
The poll did not pop up.
But we put it in the chat.
Okay. I can't see. So again, is it power number 1? Is it 2, money? Do you use sex as a weapon, or do you think that's the main reason people use sex as a weapon, is a form of control? Or is it spite? Yeah. I had one person say control. Yeah. Let me see what they saying on TikTok. I had somebody say number 3, control. It seemed like I'm getting a lot of controls. A lot of people, I got one that said all of the above. Yeah. My question is, have you ever used sex as a weapon? That's just something to think about. Another thing I was thinking about is it just normal just to have sex, just to have it? Like, I gotta be in some type of feeling with you. Like, I just, do your eggplant just be like, I'm ready for a harvest and the pick because you just want to? Or do somebody you really have to have a connection? Because I'm sure that when you are violated, it has to break some type of emotional connection to people, or emotional connection when you're having sex, or if you've been raped. Because that has to chip at you each and every time. Each and every time.
Denise said, yeah. On TikTok, Denise said, yeah.
Denise said, yeah. I had somebody on Facebook say, you mean as a stress reliever?
So when you say, is it normal just to have sex to have it? Like, to just have it to relieve stress?
To have it just to be having it. Like, you just going out just to do it. Do you do it? You don't have to have an emotional connection with somebody?
It just feels good.
Because it's just, you just want to get it out. You just want to get it out? Or are you a person that has to have a connection with somebody for you to even have a sexual encounter with them? I mean, you don't have to answer it. It's just something to think about. If you're one that is just having sex to have sex, I beg that you reevaluate that. I beg of you that you reevaluate that.
Facebook says, when married, it could be sex out of obligation without emotional connection at the moment.
Facebook, when married, it could be sex out of obligation without emotional connection. Yeah. But I don't want to be well, you know what? Sometimes you got to take one for the team. Ha! Married people, you know what I mean.
I'm married.
Yeah, you know. And if you got a significant other, because we got people that live together, sometimes I do it. Yeah. We can have a whole nother discussion on that right there. We can have a whole nother discussion on that. And that could go so many different ways. So many different ways. I got somebody said women usually need to be emotionally involved with the person, even if the man has no emotional attachment to us. But it's most of the time, it's always like that. I remember something my mom told me, and I'm going to tell y'all. I want you to remember. When two people lay down, somebody getting out that bed with feelings. And see, that's why you have sex with somebody and you'll be like, why they keep calling me? I don't like them. That was the person that got up out that bed with feelings. Or is it you? He ain't called me. He just ghosted me. That's all he wanted was sex from me. Y'all, we have to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. Looking at the patterns that we are showing our nieces, our nephews, our kids, the children that go to church with us, the kids that are in our communities, or in our ministries, or in your organizations. What are you showing them? What are you teaching them? And again, being violated is never your fault. But I want you to think about, how did that affect you? And how do you see that playing out right now in your adult relationship? Kids, your young adults on here, if you were violated at a young age, how is that affecting your decisions that you are making on a daily basis about who you're connected to and about what you're doing? Because sometimes young people live for the moment. Us older people understand, not that when we weren't there we didn't live for the moment, but we understand it's a bigger picture than that. You live for the moment And you'll have a death sentence for the rest of your life. Diseases. Some out there you can't take back, like syphilis, herpes, AIDS, HIV. And don't nobody even want the ones that you can take care of. Go get your poo-poo checked and your your tallywagger checked. Okay? I beg you though. God did not create you. God did not design you to use your body, a temple, just any kind of way. No matter if you were violated. You are worthy. You are somebody. You are worth love. You deserve it and you can have it, and it ain't too late. It ain't too late. My last thing I want to tackle real quick, I got about 7 minutes, is how do we treat the opposite sex? And I think that we may dive even deeper to this topic after these 7 signs. How do we treat the opposite sex? What is the model that our children, and I'm not even talking about your biological children, that the children see? They see how we use our bodies, whether it's male or female. Women, how are you dressing? Again, you don't have to have your chi-chis out and your butt out to find no man. And please make sure if you dress like that, he want to take you home to mama. Because they do keep some on the roster just to go out with, but you won't go home to mama. You won't be the one thinking that he's going to put a ring on it. Y'all ain't going to like me today. I know y'all ain't going to like me. Y'all ain't going to like me for 5 more minutes. It's real discussion with real people talking about real experiences. That's what this is. Men, who wants somebody with their pants hanging down to they back of their kneecaps, and I see the drawers you got on and the basketball shorts you got on, and you got a belt on? Young women, why would you want anything like that? You should show, we have to show more respect for ourselves. We have to understand, again, I'm going to keep saying it. You are the apple of God's eye. He did not design you to walk around using and abusing the only body that you get in this lifetime. The only body that you get in this lifetime. Whether somebody else does it for you or you do it. We can all come out of those negative, dysfunctional behaviors and patterns. Do you want to be a chain breaker today? Do you want to be a chain breaker? You walking through the fire, you already on the other side. And if you ain't on the other side, you sitting here looking at me and I'm sitting here talking to you, you talking back to me, which means that you still a survivor. You can do it. If ain't nobody tell you today, you can do it. I'm proud of you for just sticking with wanting to know, why is it I am the way I am? It starts with that. So again, how did when you were growing up, how did you see your mother and father interact? If they were married, did you see them love each other? Did you see them argue and fight amongst each other? If your parents were separated, did they cohabitate? Were they able to be cordial in front of you to show you what love was? And what real conflict looked like, and what can, just because it ain't no more, that it can still be a good relationship? What did you grow up seeing? And then I want you to ask yourself, do you exhibit or carry some of them behaviors or patterns? Do you see them sticking their little nasty head up? Did you have a mother that was outspoken and wouldn't let nobody get a word in, and always cussed every other word, and now you grown, every other word is a cuss word? Behaviors and patterns. And you cussing so much your 3-year-old is now cussing and you laughing thinking it's cute? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. So I got one more question for y'all. We wrapping it up. We definitely had a good conversation today. I want you to think back right now, because you don't miss nothing that you ain't never had. You don't know how something feels if you've never had it. Do you come from a family that shows affection? And I'm talking about in language or deed in doing. Let me see if this is going to publish here. Activate the post so viewers can vote. I hope it did. I done did it 15 times. So, again, do you come from a family that shows affection, yes or no? Do you come from a family that when y'all leave, whether it's aunties, uncles, and cousins, y'all say, I love you? I'm thinking about you. Do your parents hug you? It's a lot of people. I am one, y'all got 2 minutes. I am one that I had to learn that from my kids. My oldest daughter told me, Mom, you don't never tell us you love us. And she was young. I had to think about, did I come from a family where my mom or my dad said that on a regular basis? And I had to say no. But now, you won't leave our site without somebody saying, I love you, sis, I love you, mama, get off the phone. It's a pattern and a habit that we broke. But I did not even recognize it until somebody told me. I thank y'all for hanging with me tonight. And so, I want to just share some takeaways really quick. Silent killers is the worst. Don't die on the inside. You got too many people around you that will support you. Don't be ashamed. It's easier said than done. I know it is. But if you got that one person that is speaking life to you, that one person that you feel comfortable, or find you somebody, speak your truth so your healing can start. No matter what you've done, you are not too old to change. It is not too late. You can start today being that chain breaker. Walk through your fire with your head up, because God is with you, and when you come out, he's not going to let you come out smelling like smoke. Your clothes won't even be burned. I'm telling you, you can't change a behavior or pattern if you don't acknowledge it and if you don't even know it exists. You can't change what you don't know. And most importantly, sometimes the most support you have is in those that are pouring love and encouraging things to you. Take it. Everybody don't have it. Take it. I thank y'all so much for joining in this hour. It was a blast. Next week, we're going to be talking about the family breakdown. Y'all, I'm going to try my best to stay on topic. The family breakdown is huge. Divorce, drugs, welfare. But you can catch the rest of my videos from the last 4 weeks on my YouTube channel. Yay! It is Walking Through the Fire LLC. Remember to put LLC behind it. My TikTok lovers, I'm so sorry. They do not save the videos. But you can go to Facebook and you can go to YouTube. It's there for you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, y'all. We gonna do it big. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Most importantly on YouTube, hit that bell so you will know when I'm going live. You'll know when Walking Through the Fire is posting something. If you want to sow a seed, I believe you can do it right now. Facebook, you can send me stars. I will definitely give you a shout out next week. TikTok, you can send me roses. You can send me coins. Whatever you like to do. Again, the shirts are in. Listen, I got t-shirts, $25. Walking through the fire. That I have medium, extra large. If you want 2X and up, it'll be $28. Y'all 3 to 5 business days, and I got y'all. Inbox me on any social media, and you will get your shirt. All I ask is just take a picture, tag WTTFIRE, so we'll know that you on fire and you with us and you support us. Lastly, if you want to follow me, catch me on Facebook at Crystal Majors. Catch me on TikTok, Crystal Majors 159. If you're on Instagram, it's Anointed37. And again, because we're moving on up, it is my YouTube channel, Walking Through the Fire LLC. And lastly, if you want to send me emails, you want to send me your story, you want to talk to me, you can email me at WTTFIRE, FIRE3 at gmail.com. Guys, I love y'all. I encourage you to come back next week, but most importantly, understand that you are a chain breaker and you can make it and you are a survivor. I love y'all for sticking with me, and I will see y'all next week. Have a blessed evening, and Pacers, go.